I don't believe so.
He just put it under that.
If he did, that's fine with me.
I mean, the guy just was in jail for 93 days. I mean, it's a noise violation. I mean, if you think you want, I would just give him fines and costs. He's got a heck of a record. If he was going to go to become a priest or something, I would, you know what I mean?
Yes.
He just wrote it in this line that he usually checks a box for statute. He didn't do that. Noise violation.
That's what he proposed to me, that he had to plead guilty as charged. And
But, recommend fines and costs.
recommend fines and costs.
I'm fine with that.
Sir?
But we're not going to fool around with 771, right?
No, I wasn't even aware of that.
Okay, good enough. So do you understand? State your name. Do you understand what your lawyer just said? So first of all, I guess I gotta have him, he's gonna stay in mute, wait formal reading for arraignment purposes.
He will, Your Honor.
And then he's going to plead guilty to a noise violation with the prosecutor recommending fines and costs only, right?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
That is punishable by up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs or all those. Do you understand that? And did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights? If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights. There will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
To the charge of noise violation, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you at Walnut Creek Drive, 28227 Walnut Creek Drive, Flat Rock, April 4, 25 at 3:54 in the morning? Were you yelling? Were you yelling racial slurs?
I might have, I was drunk.
Why would you be yelling racial slurs? I'm sorry?
I'm not sure.
I hate that. I always think when somebody, is making slurs about anybody, they must be emperor of the planet or something. You know what I mean? Like, who are they? I hate that.
Unfortunately, alcohol can fuel a lot.
Yeah, I know,
Discussed everything.
but we don't usually say things unless we feel like them, whether we're drunk or not. That's my issue with it. All right, I'll accept the plea. I'll go along with this fines and costs, but you're going to pay some fines and costs. Anything?
Yes, Your Honor. It is working, but he does have some obligation, Your Honor. He has a family that he supports and some other bills as well. So this is not a violent offense, fortunately.
I know.
So I'm asking for a minimal amount of fine.
I just don't like these. I just don't understand it. Anything you want to say?
I was in a bad state of mind. Wasn't living how I was supposed to live. There's not an excuse. I understand that. But
Your record is horrible.
I know I'm trying to turn it around. I got a daughter now. I got another place.
I just don't, there's no place for racism in our society. Some people think it's cute. I find it disgusting. 200 fines, 225 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 550 or 90 days. I'll let you pay this at the rate of 50 per week. And you can start to pay this beginning on February the 27th. If you need more time, you come talk to me. Don't be doing that. Good luck. Thank you.
Judge, he does need to go over to Judge Hessens now. He has a
Need
case
to go
over
to
there.
Judge
too.
Hessens too. Come on back here. Charge, and they're saying you're the homeowner. The police have had 5 separate incidents that they were dispatched for: alleged kidnapping, hit and run, drug paraphernalia, MDOP, and overdose, along with numerous noise complaints. You have the right to a lawyer. If you want one, I'll be happy to provide you with one. Would you like a lawyer?
I would like a continuance because I had not had a chance to meet with my lawyer because he had a personal matter to attend to.
I don't have an appearance from anybody. Have you contacted a lawyer?
Yes,
Okay. I don't have a problem with that. I'll go ahead. I'll give you 2 weeks, okay?
thank you, Your Honor.
And so we're gonna adjourn this out to my next docket. You can go hire your lawyer. And we'll see you back here. It should be the 26th, right, Heather?
That's correct, Judge.
We'll do 8:30 in the morning, so you and your lawyer can come in here then, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, any questions?
Understood.
Go right down the hall, they'll give you your notice. Thank you. Zachary Ryan Hines, 25G 306 737 A and B.
Selak for the defendant. Good morning, Governor. Step forward.
Good morning.
Judge, I'm sorry I stepped out.
That's all right. I just need him to sign this advice of rights. Why don't you have him sign this first? Yes.
And Judge, can I just interrupt for a moment? We have
Sure.
Miss Medina and Mr. Cayley on for, just so we can address that Jose Rodriguez Medina before Mr. Cayley starts Judge Hessen's docket.
Yeah. Do you have the file, Roger?
The file should be in there with, I gave it to John.
Okay, good enough.
You want to sit down, Judge? Will?
Yeah, let me take that one real quick. He can take his time signing that and I'll move on this one
Judge,
here.
I do have an update on that. As of the end of the day yesterday, we finally got a number from the defendant's stepfather.
Okay,
So I
let
do
me
have an
let me
update.
call the case and then we'll put everything on record. People against
Okay.
Jose Gabriel Rodriguez Medina, 25F245235. Mr. Yes, absolutely. All right. Okay, so your appearance, Mr. Zelnick?
Yeah, Mr. Hines, state your name clearly, please.
Secretary, thanks.
All right. Good morning. So he's charged with operating while intoxicated. He's charged with refused PBT. As I understand it, prosecutor is going to dismiss the OWI. He's going to plead to operating while impaired. He's going to plead to refuse PBT, and he's going to join the sobriety court, right?
Is that right, Mr. Hines?
Yes, sir.
You sure you want to do that? You want to understand everything about it?
100%.
All right. Okay.
Help
Good.
Judge,
Good.
he indicated when we spoke about 3 seconds before I crashed my car 2 weeks ago, Mr. Hines told me that had he gotten the addressing of his sobriety issues in his first offense, he would never be here today. This is a critical moment because it's a life changer. He's a young man working for a governmental entity. He's going to lose his commercial driver's license for life. He'll never get it back. So he's going into family medical leave to get medical care for sobriety and then try to find a job when he regoes.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's a big step for him.
all right. So you understand everything.
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty to operating while impaired, these are the possible penalties: up to 300 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service, court costs, or all those. 4 points, license suspension or revocation in accordance with your record. And I will have to immobilize your vehicle here today. Do you understand that?
The car that you were operating at the time of the accident, the arrest, where's the car right now?
It's at mine.
All right, there's no arrange with the court.
So I'll have to order a mobilization of that. Do you understand me?
Yes.
If you join sobriety court, though, 45 days after sentencing, you're entitled to a restricted license that would enable you to drive to and, but, so these will kind of run concurrent. It's better for you with us immobilizing it now rather than at the sentencing. It's always my practice to do it at the plea, but I'm just telling you, I'll give you the minimum of 90 days. And by the time we get around to sentencing, you will be about 5-6 weeks in, and then you'll have 45 days till you're eligible for a restricted. You understand all that?
Can you explain it a little bit
Yeah.
better? I'm sorry.
It's all right. I have to order that you put a club on the steering wheel. A company's going to come out and they're going to put a club on your steering wheel. And I'm going to give you 7 days to complete that process. I will then sentence you because we're going to put you through a bond phase and you're going to be paying for a lot of things right now at your own expense, like testing, SoberLink device, anything that carries any kind of fee with it, we're going to pick up at the time of the sentence. So we'll pay for your SoberLink, we'll pay for your testing, so long as you test every time and you test negative every time. But it's really an arduous process. You're going to be going to testing 3 times a week. You're going to have to meet with me every other week, probation on the other weeks that you don't meet with me. You're going to be going to treatment. You're going to be going to AA. Lot involved. You're going to have to go to an ARM program. You're going to be living here in a lot of ways. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. And I already went to the guidance center and I'm seeking treatment there.
All right. Let me take the plea first. I'm getting way ahead of myself. You did sign and read and understand the advice of rights, correct?
Yes, sir.
To the charge operating while visibly impaired, how do you plead?
Guilty.
On November 23 at 25 at 12:44 in the morning, were you operating a motor vehicle in Gibraltar near Meadowlark in Gibraltar?
Yes.
Did you drink alcohol prior to that? And if so, what did you drink and how much?
Yes, sir. I was drinking beer and I had about 4 or 5 beers.
Okay. And why were you pulled over by the police? Do you know?
They told me I was smoking.
You think you were swerving?
I know I was smoking because the vehicle in front of me smoked.
All right, but do you think you were swerving? Let me put it this way, at least in part because of your alcohol consumption.
Yes, sir.
Did he take a intoxilizer or a blood?
That's a blood product.
And what were the results of that?
No, it wasn't a blood draw, it was intoxicant.
Yeah.
Would you remember the results? I gotta get my file over if you said.
I want to say 0.14.
That's right, 14.
All right, you stipulate that that was an accurate reading for purposes of the plea, Mr. Zolnick? And are you on probation or parole, sir?
Yes, sir.
We actually have a 0.150 and a 0.157. And you stipulate that was accurate? Sir, anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
All right, and to the charge of key refusal, you plead responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Okay, I'll accept the plea to operating while impaired. I'll accept the plea to PBT refusal. I'll dismiss the OWI, refer you for screening and assessment. You're going to follow all their bond conditions. We're going to give you a sentence date probably around the third week of March, Heather. And so we'll put you through the bond phase. Hopefully you get through that with swimming colors and we can go ahead and accept you into the program.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, Mr. Hines asked the family, the mother and father, if there are any explanatory or cognitive issues that need to be addressed, they'll be here with them.
Okay.
That'll
Heather,
be
you have-
March 18th, the judge at
Okay.
8:30.
Very well.
At 8:30, March 18th at 8:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I wish you well. Go down the hall, get your notice, go meet with probation, make sure everything's in order, all right? Have a good day. Thanks, Mr. Susowitz. Brian Susowitz, 25F243700. Which one do you have, Mr. Westmoreland?
Ms. Wilson, she'll walk in arraignment, but I was able to also retry it.
Okay, your name, sir?
Brian,
You're charged with a noise violation. You have the right to a lawyer. Do you want one?
yes.
Where you been?
I've been in jail, I've been going through a lot of new stuff, I'm like
How long you been in jail?
92 days.
When?
I just got up.
You were supposed to be here back in May of 25. Why didn't you show up? You missed twice. How come?
I have
Didn't have a ride. If I hear that one more time, I didn't have a ride. You go out in the hallway, we'll set you up with a lawyer, okay? Thank you. Do I have this lawyer's Blue Star equipment?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm trying to find your file, so it's probably just overweight or something, right? Or
It is,
Do
Your
we-
Honor.
do we have Blue Star equipment up here somewhere, you guys?
Might be under this.
All right. People Against Blue Star Equipment LLC, 260-647-607. All right. Your appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm George Howell, P74468, appearing on behalf of Blue Star Equipment. I do have authority from my client to resolve this matter on their behalf. I've met with the city attorney, and we've agreed to stipulated fines and costs of $1,200.
All right. To that charge on behalf of the company of Overweight, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible, Your Honor.
Plea is accepted, $1,200 paid by March 12th, okay?
March 12th. Very good. Thank you very much.
Have a good day. Thanks.
Too. Thank you, Your Honor.
This one has to be set up with a lawyer. And you said you have which one?
Ms. Wilson?
Tina Wilson. Tina Marie Wilson, 25G 82771A and B. You can have a seat there if you'd like, ma'am. Is that a cup of water or what is that?
Like this.
Well, I don't want you to vomit.
Me either.
Geez, oh Pete, relax. Take a deep breath and sit down.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Ms. Wilson.
Now I know why you think you might vomit. You haven't been here in 6 months. How come?
Kidney failure. I'm very sick.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay, so you pre-tried this, right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
let me just figure out what we've got. We got an abandoned vehicle charge. What is this? It was property maintenance, abandoned vehicle on street. Okay. So she owes on that and she's going to plead to the civil infraction of loitering, right?
That's correct.
All right. So she's going to plead to loitering. They're going to dismiss the original charge on file A, and then she's going to plead. She's got the default judgment on the other case, right?
Correct, Judge.
Ma'am, you want to plead to loitering? Your lawyer did a good job for you. You want to plead to loitering? It's a civil infraction. You can't go to the charge of loitering, responsible or not responsible.
Responsible.
$150. Property maintenance charge is dismissed. So you owe $150 plus you owe the 213, I believe I saw, right?
I believe that was it, Judge. I'm looking real quick to double check it on that.
I thought I saw 213.
It is 213.
So you owe $363. Can you pay all this?
She's able to pay 100 today, and she would need a payment plan due to her health. She's unable to work, so she's.
Are you on disability?
No, she needs to be. Absolutely.
I signed up for it. It's in process.
Okay, all right. All right, so on the loitering charge, let's do the abandoned vehicle. Who's this with you?
My name.
Her next door neighbor says, "Oh,
Well, that's nice. We all need good neighbors like that.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a way you can come up with a little more, like $40 more on top of the 100? You pay one, he's shaking his head yes. Do you want to confirm that with him?
they're
He owes my money for me.
You pay $140 today on the abandoned vehicle and I'll waive the balance on that, okay?
Thank you.
And you'll still owe $150 and I'm just going to give you on the civil infraction charge, I'll just give you until April 1st to pay that. Can you do that?
Sure.
they'll make it. They'll make it."
And if you can't pay by then, you call the court, we'll go on Zoom, I'll give you an extension. Just don't ignore me. I wish you well. You're fine. See, it wasn't so bad. You didn't throw up or anything. Good luck.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Have a nice morning.
Thank you too.
Couldn't move fast enough to get to the bathroom, so I brought a cup.
All right, you're fine. Relax. All right, Joseph Zuko here. Which one does Mr. Hamid send me? What? Al Marisi? Do you guys have that? file? I'll call him next. I got it right here. I'll call you next. Zuko. 263-306-8198. Your name? All right, we're gonna adjourn this so you can clear your suspensions, right? I'll adjourn it to the 26th. Heather, what do you have? We'll just make it, what, 8:45?
Yes, we can do that, Judge.
We'll do it at 8:45 on February the 26th, okay? Go down the hall, get your notice, and you're all set. Thank you.
Sean Paris.
All right, nice and loud. You're going to plead to no operator's license on person, right? They're going to dismiss the driving on a suspended, true? If you do that, the possible penalties are up to 100 fines, 90 days jail, costs, or all those. Do you understand that? And again, did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights? If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a trial or a hearing. Do you understand that? You have the right to a lawyer. Do you still wish to waive your right to a lawyer? Just keep your voice up for me, okay? To the charge, no valid operator's license on person. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle January 18 of 26 in the city of Trenton, county of Wayne on Fortin or West at 1:16 in the morning? Did you have a valid license on your person? Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No.
Please accept that the no ops, the suspends, dismissed. I'm ready to sentence you. You ready? Anything you'd like to say? You got to stop doing it. And then you don't show up and you go out and got another one apparently. 100 fines, 70 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, $295 or 60 days. You can go down the hall and pay that, okay? And you have that to pay, correct?
Yes.
All right. And by the way, did he address the defective equipment? Oh, and I'm also dismissing the defective equipment too. So you can go down the hall, pay your $295, and then go in front of Judge Hessen, okay? Good luck. All right, William Michael James. 23B726-981. Your name?
William Jacob.
All right, we're gonna call in Beth on this. You're charged with failure to submit to twice weekly chemical testing on January the 29th of 26. That is the charge. If you plead guilty, or if you are found guilty, this would be a first technical violation. You could get 5 days jail. Do you understand that? Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and she can appear from there if she wants, John. You'll be giving up all those rights, and there will be no hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have the right to a lawyer.
I got, Crawford. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
All right, get Mr. Crawford in here.
Who's that?
Mr. Crawford.
Got my phone in there.
He's
Which Beth has this too, if you want to take care of it after.
okay. Why don't you have a seat? Your name?
William Jacob.
Ms. Wild, your name?
Elizabeth was patient.
All right, your client is charged with failure to submit the twice weekly chemical testing on January 29th. How is he going to proceed?
Your Honor, my client would be guilty.
If you plead guilty, again, this is your first technical violation. You could get 5 days jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you will be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a hearing of any kind. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
To the charge that you failed to submit the twice weekly chemical testing on January the 29th, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you fail to submit the testing on that day?
Say it again.
Did you fail to submit the testing on that day?
Yes.
Anybody force you to plead guilty? I'll accept the plea. What happened?
Your Honor, my client just blew it. He missed the call, forgot to call, woke up early, gets up early, too long to work. I called him today, failed to call.
What day of the week was that?
Was a Thursday, and
Why'd you forget to call?
Well, he works 70+ hours a week. He was just getting out to work, gets up at 3:30. The place opens up at 4:30. It's on his day. Just messed up this one time. He won't do it again.
You sure?
I'm positive. Tell when I look at and listen to him. A good judge of character.
Mr. James?
yeah, Mr. James is very compliant, Your Honor. I reviewed his file. I haven't been able to sit down with him yet since I took over supervision from Emily, but he's done with his work program, his community service, his sober link was spot on, VIP's done. He completed ARM. He indicated to me that he's completed with his outpatient. There wasn't a letter of verification of that in the file. I've already reached out to Anthony from Higuera to obtain that information. His money is paid. I do think this was a mistake on his part, a little lack of responsibility, but he is very compliant with his sobriety court term. And this should not affect his phase up at the end.
Right. I'll accept the plea. I'm going to sentence you to pay costs of $75, and you have to serve 6 hours of community service by March the 15th, okay? 6 hours community service by March the 15th, and you're all set. Stay straight, stay narrow. Don't miss again, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
We can do out Summer Lori Greathouse.
I just have to grab her information.
Go ahead.
Upon violation, Judge.
Purdy. Mark Daniel Purdy. Who's your lawyer? Q6T645-104. All right, your name?
Mark, ready?
All right. You pled guilty under section 771.1 to the charge of firearm transportation, improper firearm transportation. I read your statement that you gave the probation, We've given you a copy of the pre-sentence report. Have you had a chance to review that report, and are there any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
I didn't review it yet. I didn't receive it.
Okay, we set that, she sent it to you on March the 5th, or February the 5th.
February 5th? Was it an email? Or?
Yes, John, give him my copy of the report, unless you have another copy. Here, you sit down there and you read this, and we'll go from there, okay? And then once you're done, you tell my court officer and I'll recall it. Did you need something, Mr. Gamber?
Your Honor, I have an issue, and I'd like to try to address it off the record if we could.
What is the issue?
Can I come up?
Come on. Yeah.
This was originally said it, 771.
They didn't write that, nobody had that on, no.
Yeah, I know, and I just talked to a prosecutor, and he basically a box that was mischecked. I thought that there was something to be done.
Well, then get them in here. Get the fuck out. Talk to me about it.
No, I just want to make sure, Judge, whatever, however, look, I feel like, you know, that
It wasn't on the sheet.
no, I know. And I just feel like,
Get the prosecutor. Who was, is that a Trenton case?
Yes.
Yeah, get the prosecutor.
we have it on the record.
Well, we can do chambers. I'm fine with going in chambers, the three of us.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you, sir.
Sure. Okay, are you ready on that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need the file too, John. Heather, I'm gonna need that file back on that,
What's the name?
I have it.
okay.
Should I keep it or give it back?
You can give it to my court officer. Mark Daniel Purdy, 26T645 104. Your name?
Mark.
All right, so you pled to illegal transportation of a firearm. I read this. I think it was an honest mistake. You had a CPL, but it expired how much? Well, before we go on, I need to tell you have the right to a lawyer.
Yeah.
Even though you waived it before, you still have the right to one, and if you want one, I'll give you one. Do you want a lawyer? Did you review this pre-sentence report?
Yeah.
Is everything in the report accurate?
Yes.
Okay, so there's nothing in here that you need to tell me differently, right?
Nope.
Okay. What would you like to tell me?
About
How long did the CPL expire before you?
I had just redid the course, and I have the certificate. I just hadn't took it to the sheriff's, the sheriff's office, do the background check and all that stuff again. I just didn't do it, and then it lapsed. So it's only good for maybe, I don't know, 2 years or whatever it is. I just forgot to take it down there, but I usually don't carry my guns on me anyways, even when I have.
I know you were taking it over to your brothers.
Yes.
Is that all true? What you wrote in the statement?
Yes.
You were taking them there because you were going to be out of town for a couple of weeks,
I was leaving out of town. Yes.
and your
Yes.
kids, you had kids at home.
Yes, I have a safe that I use at his house. He has a big safe, gun safe. That's where my guns go if I'm out of town or
All right.
work or anything.
Anything else you want to say?
No,
Is there any reason why you need to undergo a psychiatric evaluation?
no,
Have you ever undergone that before?
no.
6 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law or ordinance. If you change your address, place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. I am taking this under section 771.1, so if you're compliant, I'll dismiss. You're to attend a handgun safety prevention program. You're going to serve 2 days of community service. Your community service in this case has to be done no later than April the 1st. I'm going to give you a review hearing date. You have to attend a handgun safety program and do community service of 16 hours by April 1st. Fines are 100, costs 100, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 60 screening fee. Your total there amounts to 385, and you have probation fees of 120 for 505. You stay out of trouble, you pay your fines, do your community service, attend that program. I'll give you a review hearing date. Be glad to dismiss the case. I think it was an honest mistake here. I'll give you a review hearing date in 6 months. You are eligible for early discharge after half the time. So if you do everything, you can get a hold of the prosecutor and you can say, hey, do you mind moving to dismiss this after 3 months? Okay, that's their bailiwick. I mean, you're entitled to early discharge, but when it's under a statute, they're very, very, very likely to sign off on it. So Heather, why don't you give me a date in late July or whatever, very early August?
We could do August 6th.
August 6th at 8:30. Sir, and can you pay all this today or do you need time?
What was everything in total?
505.
505. Yeah, I can pay it.
Okay, you pay that now, you'll meet with probation and you're all set. First, go down and get your notice and make your payment. Best of luck. Thank you. Your name?
Elizabeth Ross, probation, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got.
I do, Your Honor. I just passed up to you because there are numerous violations, numerous positive blows on sober link. So that way you have that in writing.
This is the one with the fourth offense.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And are you adopting this? You've got a document that says, and I can read them real quick. She was positive for alcohol in the sober link on February 8 at 7:27 p.m. She was positive and with these numbers corresponding on this document.
Correct.
February 9th at 11 a.m., 11:17, 11:34, 11:53 a.m., 3:26, 3:44, 7:22, 7:40, 7:57, 11:22, 11:39 p.m. Also on February 10 at 11:27 and 11:44 a.m. Also on February 10 at 3:27, 3:44, 4:02, 4:19, 4:37, 7:29, and 11:18 p.m. And then again on February 11 at 11:25, 11:43, 12:02, 7:11, and 11 p.m. She failed the blow, right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
This is the document you prepared?
That is correct.
Sign it, will you, for me, please? I'm gonna find that there's been a violation of defendant's, defendant has violated bond conditions. I want you to go into Mr. Longton's office. I want you to tell him I'd like him and his client to appear here if he's available this ASAP this morning.
Yes, Your Honor. In person?
In person. I'm issuing a bench warrant, revoking the release, forfeiting her bond, and issuing a bench warrant pending a hearing. The bench warrant will be in the amount of $10,010%. Boy, this is not good. Thank you.
Thank you.
So call him and see when he can come in.
I will, Your
Get the
Honor.
prosecutor, if you would, counsel. I'm going to take this one. Brian Susowitz.
Yeah.
This is 25F243700. Does he really want to do this under is this under 779?
What we've just witnessed is a powerful snapshot of how the justice system balances punishment, second chances, and public accountability. From minor violations turning into moral debates, to structured rehabilitation programs designed to prevent repeat offenses, and even escalating situations that end in bench warrants. Each case highlights a different side of the law. Some defendants walk away with fines, others with life-changing restrictions, and a few find themselves deeper in trouble than before. The real takeaway: the courtroom isn't just about rules. It's about choices, consequences, and whether people truly learn from their mistakes. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.